You know what today is?
Today is Friday.
You know what that means?
No.
You owe me some money.
yeah. It is also payday today. That is also very true. So why is it echoing so bad?
You have a voluptuous voice.
Okay. So today we're just gonna kind of give y'all a week recap of what we've had going on. We have been extremely busy, and today we have a lot of cars coming in and out, getting a few switched out. Got some new projects coming in, got a few old projects leaving, and we're just going to kind of give y'all a rundown on what's happened this week. And y'all get to see some of the new projects that's coming in too as they show up today. Um, Also, I kind of want to throw out there that we have just become a dealer for Strange. So if anybody needs any brakes, axles, center section, anything like that, just give us a shout. You can either call us, email us, or shoot us a message on social media, and we can get y'all hooked up with that. We're also a dealer for a lot of other companies, so if y'all need any parts at all, just give us a shout. But I guess we'll start out with the Orange Nova. I know we showed a lot on this thing here recently, but it is going home today. He's got another little street car project that he's bringing to us that we're going to be doing a good bit on, and we'll talk more about that once it gets here. But kind of what we've done this week on the Orange Nova is it finally has steering. Anybody that's ever worked in a fab shop on hot rods knows that 90% of the time none of the cars have steering. It's just a nightmare. But she finally has steering. We got everything hooked up, so that's nice. Then we've just kind of been knocking out some of the smaller stuff on it. We got a few more, a little bit more of the tin and everything welded in on the back side. Um, got the hood, or got the trunk lid supports, or the trunk hinge supports welded in and everything like that. So we got the deck lid back on. Got this, got the wing and everything on here. So I mean, it's starting to look like a complete car again. But excited to see it go for a little while until it comes back for all the finishing touches. But I'm also super excited about the car that he's bringing to us to start on. All right, so now we're gonna go over here to a new project that we just had come in. I believe it come in last Friday. We've got a little bit done to it and everything. So it's a second gen S10. Supposed to be just kind of like a little street driver that he's going to play in a little bit. We're doing a single turbo kit and everything on it. Um, Derek kind of took the reins on this one so far. Uh, Kind of started out, the first thing that we did was we took and mounted the intercooler. And the way we mounted the intercooler, we fit the bumper and everything, but the intercooler is shoved up inside the bumper and everything. And then we took and C-notched the frame rails. That way, our cold side piping and everything will come through the frame rail. We'll have to cut a hole in the inner fenders and stuff because the turbo's going to be mounted right here. So our cold side will just come through the inner fender right here, and then into our intercooler, and then over here on the other side it'll do the same thing, but then it'll come up and go into our throttle body, obviously. Next big thing that we've gotten done on this thing so far is if anybody's ever worked on a S10, especially a turbo S10, you know that the steering shaft is always in the way on these things to make any type of headers fit. So without doing like a manifold style header or something like that, you really don't have a good option. But something that we have found that works really good is we always end up using these flow tech headers, use them up and forward. And really, all that you have to do once you do this is we take and cut this very back tube and modify it. But it's not a whole lot of work. We take and modify it and run it down and under the steering shaft, and that's all you got to do. And these headers end up working pretty good to pull it off. It is a little, it's not super aggravating. It's a little bit more time consuming because you do have to pull your knuckle off down here on your steering box. You pull it off, pull the header off, and then it all just kind of slide. The header will slide over the steering shaft and they'll come apart. So that's kind of where we're at on this one. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant. If you bring a vehicle to a shop, please make sure it's clean before you bring it. No one wants to work on a dirty vehicle. It's just kind of pet peeve whenever somebody brings something that looks like it's been sitting outside for the past year. Just clean it up a little bit.
Uh-oh.
So the next project, where are you going? I'm over here.
Malfunction.
All right, so the next project we got in here is pretty cool. A lot different than what we usually work on.
Oh, I forgot about it. It was kind of hot
Yeah,
down
it's hot.
here.
We have a company that's local to us, and all they work on is European style cars and stuff like that. So they're always bringing us something unique, obviously, and different, which I like. Kind of breaks everything up. But this is just a quick little project that we're doing for them. They did a motor swap on this thing. I believe he said this motor is actually what almost like double the horse of what originally came in this
I
car.
think you said this one's right at 170
Yeah,
horsepower.
170 horse. So they put this bigger motor in here and everything, but no one really makes an exhaust kit. They don't have a header or anything on them really. Um, no one makes an exhaust kit, so they bought an exhaust kit that's supposed to work with the old motor. So all we're doing is taking and modifying that exhaust kit to fit onto this motor. So not a super big project. We've kind of got one side figured out. Now I'm just figuring out the other side. So it should be out of here today or tomorrow or on Monday. So it's pretty cool. Derek can do a little walk around of it. I mean, this thing is absolutely just for reference. I'm only 5'6", so this thing is absolutely tiny.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet though.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Be pretty neat. Got that red leather. So I believe this one is actually a kit car, is what he was saying, correct?
Yes, it's a kit car. It's not a true Porsche, but it was built. What do you say, in like the 80s or 90s, something like that. So
Still pretty neat.
yeah, he said the guy had bought it from Brazil. So he bought it, and once he got it, there was a lot of stuff wrong with it that they've been taking care of. So um,
Which I guess being a kit car, you would feel a little more comfortable driving it around.
yeah, instead of having an original for
I
sure.
do know these are very sought after. The actual Porsche original version is very sought after, very popular cars. So you can have your fun, have your cake, and eat it too at that point.
Yep. So we're gonna cut the video there for right now, but we actually have another customer on his way to drop off his vehicle. Once he gets here, we'll kind of give y'all the rundown of what's going on with it. So we'll see y'all here in just a bit. As you see, one of our customers just dropped off one of our new projects that's coming in. Obviously, we got us a Fox Body Mustang here. This is it's gonna be more of a radio car. They're gonna do some front side no prep stuff, but mostly they're just gonna be doing some radio racing. So we'll kind of do a quick little overview of what we're gonna be doing to this thing. Really, it's a super nice car. Whoever built this car did an extremely good job. Pretty much all we're doing is doing some of the final touches to get this thing ready for them to be able to race. So starting at the front, we got to move this mid plate. We got to move the motor mount tabs and everything like that, and put because this was set up, I believe, for a small block Chevy with the Glide. They have a small block Ford with a Turbo 400 going in this thing. So we'll be redoing the mid plate, motor plate in this thing, and that's really all that's kind of happening up front. Move on to the inside of the car. As you can tell, though, from what we originally said, super nice car. Looks like it's a 25.5. Um, but we're gonna be mounting that dash for them. We need to put a diagonal in the roof for a parachute handle, and I believe that's it on the inside of the car, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it on the, and then kind of the bigger. Oh, we got to do transmission mount too. Forgot about that. We got to do transmission mount, but kind of a little bit of the bigger project is we have to figure out how we're going to mount the new shocks in the car. They have these Santos in the car right now. They're pretty much just like a standard 15, 16-inch coilover. We're going to be changing out the Santos for these badass Ron G shocks. These are like a 20-inch coilover and everything. So got these to put the car. What comes with putting that big coilover in this car is obviously this shock bar is not going to work. So we will have to cut the shock bar out, cut these supports out, and then we're going to have to do some type of new shock bar and everything, which probably what's going to end up happening is this bar will get moved on back some because the diameter of that coilover is bigger than these. This will get moved back, and then it'll have some uprights running from here down, and then it will actually have another bar that's in here that the shocks will actually attach to. whenever we're doing the coilovers, with the way the car sits right now, the coilovers are all the way at the bottom for as low. That's the lowest the car will sit. So this is the lowest the car will sit, and he wants to be able to make this car sit a little bit lower. So we're going to do that. Get the car sitting a little bit lower, probably an inch and a half or so. And we got to do just a little bit of trimming. All the fender lips or quarter lips and everything are still on the car, so we're going to trim those a little bit, make sure that they clear these tires and everything. So pretty cool little project. It's honestly a super clean car. Pretty excited to work on it. Just these cars like this get me excited to work on. Um, it's just nice working on a nice car. So this is probably a medium sized project, not nothing huge, but definitely not a small project. Shouldn't take us but a couple weeks to get this thing knocked out, get it back to the customer, and we've pretty much already got some more work lined up with him. So this is the second car coming in today. We got one more coming in that we'll show y'all here in just a little bit. So we had a little bit of change of plans with one of our customers. Our last car that was supposed to be dropped off this evening is getting postponed until next week, which ain't a big deal. We'll be able to do a little bit more to the Orange Nova before he brings his other project. But like I said before, we're super excited to get his other project in here. Some of y'all, I think, will really like that car. It's super nice, and it's a little bit more of a pro touring ordeal. So super excited about that. That's going to kind of be a wrap on this Friday. We're going to let y'all know. We had a customer, had a little mishap with the rear end measurement and everything like that. So we have a stock suspension Mustang housing with a 5/8 offset. Uh,
He has
yeah,
a.
yeah, he has a Mustang housing for sale. We might throw up some pictures of it and on the Facebook and Instagram here before too. I'm gonna try to help him sell that so we can get him the right one built. It was just he gave us wrong measurement on it, so it's I believe it's 44 inches housing flange to housing flange. It's a mild steel housing, but it's one of our units, so try to help him get that sold so we can get moving on actually getting him the right housing that he needs this time, and make sure that he gives us the right measurements. But we got that. What else am I forgetting? There's something else I was wanting to say. Oh, Derek also figured out what was wrong with this Cherokee, so the Cherokee will no longer be here probably by next week, at sometime in the next week. It's pretty wild though. Ate the gear completely off of the distributor, so definitely need to do an oil change on it before he starts it up again. But that should be a wrap. Um, we're going to start doing this throughout the week, just kind of giving y'all updates on all these builds as we go, and kind of show y'all some of the cooler stuff that we're doing in these builds, or anything that I think that might be a helpful tip to y'all in these builds, kind of like with the header on the S10 and stuff like that. So y'all just y'all keep liking, make sure y'all subscribe, and leave comments of what y'all want to see, and we're gonna keep on knocking these things out. So we'll see y'all next week.